Welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast.
And here's a sneak peek of what you'll find in this episode. Checking Echo.pricing.
Please.
A top result is Amazon Echo Dot Max newest model. Alexa speaker with room-filling sound. It's $64.99 after $35 in savings.
Set a deal alert on it. Well, hello. Welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast. I'm your host, David Ward. It's good to have you returning listeners, and you new listeners, it's good to have you here as well. For you newbies, we'll be giving you a little bit of a rundown of what this podcast show and series is all about. But at a high level this week, we're going to be dealing with some kind of exciting upcoming events of sorts. And I should say bargains. Some of us really dig bargains and the ability to save $1 or $2. We are coming up on Prime Day here in the latter part of June 2026. So we're going to talk about some of them, things of when that's happening, what kind of deals you can expect, ways you can watch for deals, and get a little feedback as well. And some new devices that I didn't mention in an earlier show, but came out probably a month or so back, at least 2 weeks ago, that you can talk to a Lady Plus on as well and get very high quality audio. So we're going to talk about that. At least some may feel that way. It depends. Things vary in this community when you get into high fidelity audio and music and things like that. So people have their preferences, so anyhow, so we'll talk about that as well. And that's basically going to be our show for today. It's going to be a little short and a little sweet. But anywho, for our newbies, though, like I said, I'll give you a real quick rundown of what the show is all about. This is the Echo Tips Podcast. As the name implies, we deal with the Amazon Echo line of devices and the A-Lady. So I'm not saying her proper name at this moment, so I don't trigger your devices, A-L-E-X-A. Although you are welcome to mute your echoes in hearing distance to me, because there is always a chance I will be saying a wake word here in the near future. In fact, I'm probably today going to be using the wake word like Captain Kirk or Picard would use, C-O-M-P-U-T-E-R. So I'll be using that wake word today in our studio here for some demos and stuff. But we deal with all sorts of hardware that's come out from all the way back the original Amazon Echo, which was kind of shaped like a Pringle can, to the hockey puck ones, and now the snow globe design. And we've moved all the way forward with the Echoes that have the screens. But we not only deal with hardware, but all the skills and audiobooks and media and videos and home automation and security, and have a catalog of over 400 episodes in our back catalog of over 8 seasons. We are a weekly show, and we put out new episodes. I put out new episodes probably about later in each week, maybe around Thursday or Friday of each week. This episode's probably going to be coming out a little later this week. But anyway, hopefully it'll still give you plenty of time to prepare for the following week, where we're going to be looking at Prime Day deals and things like that. Now, in particular, if you're a new listener, you are probably trying to solve a problem, and my heart goes out to you. There can be challenges, but in our back catalog, we've covered a lot of things. So by all means, go out and check out our YouTube channel. The easiest way to get there is a redirect by going to our website, CertDoctor, C-E-R-T, doctor.com, that's all spelled out, /YouTube. And that should bounce you to the YouTube channel, where you can find a playlist on all the AI goodness that we've done since June of 2025. But our whole back catalog you can look at if you're trying to find a particular thing. And I think there might even be a search box on that page, if that may be of use to you. And that's also a super way that you can share it out with somebody else, a family member who maybe is trying to figure out how to automate their lights or automate their driveway sensors so they know when people pull in the driveway, or whatever the case may be with what you're dealing with, or kids and caregiving, all sorts of different situations where an Amazon Echo could become useful. You can go back and check that out. But without any further ado, we're going to press on into our program and have a brief transition, and then we'll get to our topics dealing with some new hardware, Prime Day, and deals and things like that. And we'll be right back. Okay, so we have Prime Day coming up from Amazon where they run a number of discounts on a lot of different things. And they have historically always run deals on their own products and hardware. That's the Fire tablets, the Fire TV sticks. You think especially all the Amazon Echo line of devices, so that could be the different various versions of the Dots, the Echo Shows, and things like that. So a lot of really cool stuff and opportunities to get some good deals. In fact, I would most often say don't ever pay regular prices on any of these devices over the years. In fact, I don't think I ever have, even when I was working in a nonprofit and buying several hundred of these at a time. I always bought them when I could get them on discount and things like that and save money, and that could mean more people had Amazon Echoes in the community that I was buying them for. Okay, so what can I tell you about Prime Day? It is going to be starting on, I believe, the 23rd of June, and my notes say here through the 26th, but let's confirm that because I think there's a little added details there. Computer, when is Prime Day?
Prime Day is Amazon's annual shopping event for Prime members, running June 23rd to 26th, 2026. It features exclusive deals on various products.
Okay, what time does it start on the 23rd?
Prime Day starts at 3:01 a.m. Eastern Time on June 23rd.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anyway, so it does start at that time on that date, and you may even see some sales going on before then, so just FYI. And we'll mention one of those here in just a second. So one of the things I wanted to mention to you is this isn't necessarily a deal, although you may find it a deal on Prime Day. I just don't know if this particular brand runs deals often or not, but almost everybody seems to anymore. And that is Bose speakers. Bose speakers. So you've done probably way back. I know back when I was in my youth, the Bose radio or the Bose CD player, they used to have these fancy commercials and they were in all the magazines as a high fidelity, room filling sound speaker system. Now, Bose has had A-Lady compatibility and some sort of integrations for quite a while. But some of the recent speakers, which they just announced in the last month or so, is a new product line or a product line they've brought back. Let me make sure I get the name here. I think it's called the Lifestyle. Yeah, it's the Bose Lifestyle brand now, Ultra, I believe, Lifestyle Ultra brand. So you want to check me on all these things and make sure you're not buying yesteryear speakers, but the newest models. And they have a number of different ones. They have a freestanding model. I'm not too sure if that's a 360 or 180 degree room filling sound or if it's directional, but they have one of those. They have a portable battery speaker. Those are probably your two cheapest options. They also have a sound bar for your TV that's in this Lifestyle brand, Ultra brand. And I feel like I left something out. I feel like I might have saw a subwoofer in there too. Of course, that was that was like $800 or $900. So, but the lower end ones there are currently, I think, MSRP, which is suggested pricing around $299. I think for just the standalone speaker and the perhaps the battery operated one. Although I feel like I saw that at more like a $399, but I don't know. But check those pricings out. They may be going on discounts. Now, I am mentioning that because these particular speakers, and I just don't recall this happening in the past offhand. We've obviously had integrations like Sonos and other speakers with A-Lady compatibility, even some cornball speakers out there that had A-Lady things. But you often would run into problems with maybe not that having the full feature set and full like phone capability or intercom drop-in features or some of those native features that you would seem to expect. But my impression is with these Bose speakers, and by all means, if you're interested, check the materials and manuals, maybe even see if you can find a demo of this. My impression is this is almost a native functionality with the A-Lady Plus in particular, just not A-Lady, but A-Lady Plus integration into these Bose speakers. And from what I could tell, talking to ChatGPT and looking through the manuals, it looks like they have array microphones in most of these, except for maybe the portable speaker, which may have a limited microphone set in it, which means these can stand on their own. You don't have to necessarily have and Echo in the same room to control it. See, that's kind of the way they often you'd find these things working. But it looks like they can do freestanding. So this is a long way for me to say. I recently heard in a podcast Sean Priest denouncing his what was it, high fidelity Amazon Echo speakers. They make the studio speakers, so that's Amazon's highfalutin, high fidelity big boy speaker that is supposed to be really, really good and allow for linear audio and all that kind of cool stuff. Now, I've seen that in the $200 to $229 price range is the usual recommended thing. I don't know when it'll higher that, like $259. I've seen it as marked down as low as $279 right now. But nonetheless, Sean, and I believe probably some others out there, have kind of bemoaned, even though you hear it for the first time, you think it's really good, then you stack it up next to something like a Apple full-size AirPod, not AirPod, HomePod, and you're like, wow, the HomePod is so much better sounding, like the full big boy, not the little ones, not the minis. And so my thinking is here, if you're going to be in that price range, looking for speakers in the $200 price range, look and see if these Bose, which are usually $299, are marked down. And if so, that may be a really fantastic way to fill your room with sound. So anyway, the Bose are a particular type of design of speakers. I hear they fill the room with audio, and I've experienced that before. I used to have some computer speakers that were Bose that were really pretty amazing. I eventually got rid of them, gave them to my mom because she needed some speakers, and my neighbor was getting tired of me disturbing him with the Bose speakers. But they were wonderful. They were pretty cool. But nonetheless, it is an interesting idea, especially if you got two of these. You could do, I think, stereo pairing. The other neat thing here is I do believe the Bose, and you can check me, please, by all means, before you spend money, check me on this. But my impression is these Bose speakers will work with the native functionality of the A-Lady system. So, like if you're trying to play music in the entire house, it will come through the Bose speakers as well. And some of that functionality, like drop-in probably and other things, will more than likely, I would think, work. But the music capability, I think, is the big thing. Obviously, if you're getting the Bose, that's something you want to be able to do, especially maybe using it in a home theater setup too. Like you said, there's this one here that's a sound bar. So very, very interesting. I don't know what the price ranges on some of those are, but these lower-end ones like $299, I would say, man, before you'd ever spend $229 or $250 on an Amazon Studio, Echo Studio, definitely see if the Bose are marked down, because I would think that would be a much more better bang for your buck, and you get a lot longer longevity of it. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Thought I'd share that with you. Some people that are audiophiles are not fans of the Bose. There's the old saying, and there's, no highs, no lows, sounds like Bose, something like that. But I always felt like they did, I don't have the greatest hearing, but I thought they always sounded pretty good. Okay, so we were talking about deals on Prime Day that last up through the 26th. I thought I wanted to mention a few things. So one example, if you are needing to expand your A-Lady repertoire, the newest device probably out there on the market, at least in the just general smart speaker arena, I'm not going to delve into any of the other devices in depth, is probably going to be your Dot Max. So that's a new brand. We used to have just the Dots, and then we had the standard Echo, and then you moved up to like the shows and stuff, or the Studio. I guess the Studio if we're talking about ones without screens. But here you have the Echo Dot Max. And that comes in at a typical price point of $99. Even right now, before the Prime Day events, I'm seeing it marked down to $64.99 US here. And so who knows, that may even drop more. But even then, that's, like a $35 saving? It's a pretty substantial saving. So I would definitely, if you're looking to expand, or you need another Echo to replace in the room, or you have an old Dot sitting somewhere and you're thinking, it'd be nice to have something a little better in that room, this is a pretty amazing, so the Echo Dot Max is basically a rebranded Echo, I think. That's the way I'm going to slice this particular lemon or orange, is it basically filled that $99 niche that the Echo used to set up, but I think people were getting confused because of the branding, Echo this, Echo that, Echo Studio, Echo Show, Echo Dot. Echo Pop, all these different things, and then you just hit Echo. Echo, what is that? Well, that's the original, but I think it was getting lost on people, and the Dot brand was really picking up. People are like, just go get yourself a Dot, just go get yourself a Dot. And so I think that's why Dot Max became a thing. And so, because if you look at the speaker layouts on this and the price point, it's pretty much what the previous Echo was, with some slight different tweaks. So I think the Echo Dot Max for $64.99 right now, it might even go even lower, is a great way to go. In fact, let's check that. Computer, how much is the Echo Dot Max right now?
Checking Echo Dot pricing.
Please.
A top result is Amazon Echo Dot Max newest model, Alexa speaker with room-filling sound. It's $64.99 after $35 in savings.
Set a deal alert on it.
Setting that up? Already tracking at current price.
Oh.
Need different criteria.
$50.
Got it. Tracking set for $50. Auto purchase when it hits that price?
No.
Understood.
All right, shut his ears off. Okay, so there you go. It's that easy. You can check pricing and also set deal alerts. As you can see, you could even automate the pickup of some of these devices. So deal alerts are a powerful tool if you have access to A-Lady Plus at the present time and you're going into Prime Day and there's some things pretty much those are probably going to drop. You can set a particular thing and either get notified or even have it outright purchased if it hits that price point that you're wanting. So anyway, happy purchasing. We'll pick up with next week's show. Thanks for being with us. Thank you for your listenership. If you have thoughts or suggestions, feel free to reach out to us at the Echo Tips podcast at certdoctor.com. I'll be happy to hear your feedback. And anyway, until next time, thank you for listening.